Hi everyone, I am Bibi. I haven't been live in a very long time due to a lot of things that I will be talking about. But today we're going to be discussing shadow work. And it's going to be an open discussion. That's our witchy topic for the week. And so I'm going to wait until we have a few people before we get started. Okay? I guess in the meantime, I can let you guys know to make sure to follow me on my page, Celestial Guidance by Bibi, a psychic life coach. Hey guys, welcome. Today we're going to be discussing shadow work. What is it? A few techniques on how to use it, why to use it, the importance of it, for self-awareness and awareness around in your surroundings, your world you're living. Hi Marilyn, hey Tiffany. I know it's been a very long time. Hey Rob, Cherry, welcome. Welcome Erica. So cool. I got 4 views now. If you guys like, please share. Since I haven't been live in a long time, I'm not expecting a lot of viewers right off the bat. But it would be nice to have a few people here to have an open discussion about this. Hey Suli. Hey Sarah, love you girl, miss you. So, I guess let's just go ahead and get into it. Oh, guys, I wanted to share something with you. Forgot about this. I forgot about this. Have you seen my shirt? My Edge of Wonder shirt? Thank you to Edge of Wonder for sending it to me. It's, in case you don't already know, I talk about them a lot. Edge of Wonder is a YouTube channel. They talk about all kinds of subjects, but the focus is disclosure. So, at least lately it has been. So seeking truth. So if you have not checked them out, they're good. They're so good that in less than 3 months, in less than 2 months, really, they went from 100,000 to 200,000 subscribers. Like seriously, I mean, they're just amazing and very well researched. So check them out. Okay, and I'm actually going to be discussing a little bit more about their channel and why watch it towards the end in connection to what we're going to be discussing today. Okay. Oh, let me see. Is it possible for me to share this video? I don't know if I can. If someone can share it to my group, the Celestial Guidance by Bibi, a psychic life coach, that would be awesome. Because I can't do it because I'm on my phone and everybody's working, so it's just me. All right, so we got 10 people. That's good enough. Let's get into it, okay? Get them out of the box. Okay, so I want to start with asking you guys, do you guys know what shadow work is? Have you guys heard of it before? Hi, Christina. Hey, Colleen. It's been a while. Fiona, welcome. So have any of you guys heard of shadow work? Put it on in the comments. Okay, I will be doing only a few readings at the very end of this live. So I know I'm going to be putting in Fatima for sure because she personally requested. So I did. The reason I am going to do a few readings is because of her. So I'm going to put her name here. Okay, but the focus of this video is not readings. So let's talk a little bit more. So Brooke, you have heard of shadow work. Brooke says it's when you work on like your darker side of yourself, right? Not exactly the darker side of yourself, but definitely the side of yourself that you're not consciously aware of. You know, it's like you You might know, but it hasn't given you that aha moment, or you might be completely unaware of it. Okay? Christina says no. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Thank you, Tiffany, for sharing. David, you're watching for the first time? Awesome. We're discussing shadow work. Have you ever heard of it before? See, shadow work. Okay, so Rosina says shadow work has the potential to improve every area of your life. Absolutely. And that is why it's so important. I'm actually going to be sharing with you guys my personal, the one I'm working on right now. You know, because this is like a never-ending thing. You know, we're always working on ourselves. But that is the case for right now. Oh, I miss you too, girl. I haven't talked to you in a while. Alright, Rosina says, our shadow is made up of all the parts of ourselves that we hide, deny, suppress, and don't see in ourselves. Very true. So, Rob, what do you... I know you've heard of shadow work, so what is your take on it? David says, never heard of it. Oh, I cut my hair because I just turned 35. So what do you guys think? I don't dig the bangs, but I like the color. But I guess I'll have to grow out. Well, while I get a few more responses, I'm going to get into what it is, okay? So I don't leave you everyone else hanging. So what is shadow work? I took some notes on what it is, but then I'm also going to just speak. Thank you, Rosina. Okay, so I wrote here, when we suppress emotions, there's normally some shadow work that needs to be done in that area. It's when we disown, reject, and disassociate from the emotions that we have gathered through a particular event, situation, or you know, something that's happened in your life. Okay, so that's one way, but there's more to it, but today I want to focus on this. Okay, because you can also suppress talents. Basically, is when you have suppressed. Shadow work is when you're working on the parts of yourself that you have suppressed because it has been programmed into you that it's not okay, that it's not acceptable, that it's not true, that it's bad, and so you suppress those things. Let me see what kind of notes I took. So shadow work is consciously doing the work to be self-aware, to bring awareness and love to the part of you that was previously rejected. I think that's a really good way of wording it. Your shadow, meaning what you have suppressed. So the shadow work is working on the things that you have suppressed. If that makes sense to you guys. Does that make sense to you guys? Let's see what you guys have commented. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Okay. So this is supposed to be an open discussion, so feel free to put in your 2 cents on it, on if it makes sense to you. Okay, good. Good, it makes sense. Okay. Hey, Google, lower. I feel like I'm yelling. Okay, so why do shadow work? And why people don't want to do shadow work? So let's get into that a little. So when we do shadow work, we're having to go internally and we're having to face emotions that most of the time were painful. Okay? They're the things that we do not like. Fatima, that'll be towards the end, okay, honey? So when we're doing that, it's painful, it's difficult, it's a long process for the most part. You are dealing with something that you've been dealing with and has been showing up in your life over and over again, your whole life. It tends to root from a traumatic event, or it tends to root from a situation that happened in your childhood, normally with immediate family, brothers, sisters, mother, father, or a traumatic event, as I said. A lot of people, well, I can't say a lot of people, but the other side of not wanting to do shadow work is also because when you do shadow work, they say, well, you know, if you focus on the negative, you're going to reap more of the negative, right? But that's not the case, because in this particular situation is shadow work, meaning you're working on it. So you're not just focusing on the negative things. You are bringing awareness to them, trying to understand them and their role in your life. And then you're trying to heal from them. So it's not that you're just going to keep dwelling on it. So shadow work is not dwelling on it. It is bringing awareness, love, and attention to it so that you can release the blocks and be able to begin to heal. Okay? So I have a question here. Let's see. I'm going to read a few comments real quick. And then see if you guys have any questions as of what I've spoken about right now. Please let me know. If you have any comments, please place them. This is an open conversation. So you can talk about your experience. You can ask questions however you like, okay? So Brooke says, in order to heal, you have to revisit the pain. Yes. Very, very, very true. And embrace that pain and understand that that's part of who you are. For the better or for the worse, that's part of who you are. And so by accepting it and reliving it and taking that moment to allow yourself to heal those parts of you that you weren't able to heal because you were too young. And then as you got older, you just didn't understand that that's why you were going through those experiences. It's the whole process. Yes, it is painful, but it's necessary. So shadow work. So David says, so shadow work is like speaking to your inner saboteur. I guess you could say so. Yes. My question is, how do you remember trauma that you subconsciously suppressed? You start where you're at now and you go back. So I'm going to come right back to you. I'm going to see the next comment. I'm going to go right back to you. And I'm going to actually tell you guys about my personal shadow work that I'm working on right now. So I'm going to get very vulnerable and very honest with you guys because I don't post my personal life on Facebook. I like to keep my private life private. But I just feel that this is so important. And right now we're in a time in our life that it's needed. You know, there's so much going on outside, in the outside world, that we're not aware of. But how can a person expect somebody to be aware and awake to the truth of the world if you are fighting within you your own truth? So I say start within. Start working with yourself first. And then move out. So, you know, like, cross my fingers, you know, not too much judgment, please. But, you know, here it goes. Alright, so let me read the next comment and I'll get to you. So I understand yourself when you're in pain. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. It's not that we become what we think. We become what we dwell on. We can think about things, we can analyze things. But if we are subjective about it, we don't necessarily need to become it. But if you're dwelling on it, you are welcoming it and wanting it to be consciously or subconsciously, including it to become part of who you are. Okay? I was saying that I need to start doing shadow work to heal my mind, body, and soul. Girl, we all need shadow work. All the time. Because we all need healing. Seriously. Body, mind, and soul. I mean, some of us have gone through some major traumas. And some of us have gone to minor traumas. But regardless, it doesn't make one more important than the other. It's still causing us to not be able to wake up. It's causing us to not be able to be our greatest version. Okay? It's like my pain, I'm going through a lot of pain. If you're going through a lot of pain, Fatima, this type of work will definitely help you understand why. Okay? Alright. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you, Tony. Hi. Tony, I'm going to do readings towards the very, very, very end. If you wish to stick around or you wish to come back. I'm only going to do 3 or 4. Okay? Because this one is more focused on shadow work. So if you need a reading, please ask towards the end. Okay. So let's start with me. Hey, Megan! You made it! Hey, Yami! Welcome, guys. I urge you guys, before I even start with my story, to please share. Because even though this is witchy talk, and we're talking about spirituality and things like this, this really could help anyone in any faith, in any religion, to help them live a more peaceful life. Okay? And find peace within them. So, giving you guys a moment to share so that others that you think that could benefit from this conversation can listen in. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with my story and explain what I'm working on and how I came to understand it and what I'm doing about it. And I will tell you, it's not easy. I'm kind of nervous because now I'm like, I'm not just speaking truth, I'm speaking me. Woo, okay. Okay. And don't cry because I got mascara on. What I'm personally working on right now is self-love, and it goes deeper than that. So what my issue is, I don't feel good enough. And in everything I do, and in every relationship I've been in, I have felt not good enough. And that's been tough. When you don't feel good enough, you ask yourself, what's wrong with you? What are you not doing right? What should you change who you are? Why is it not okay to just be you? And as I've always said, I've always followed the being cool is about being yourself, like New Kids on the Block taught me, you know, and I've always stuck to that, and that's like been my rock, right? Just be yourself, be true to yourself. But whenever things happen to me, I always revert. And I didn't realize that I was reverting. So I recently just had something happen. And that part I can't share. But my emotions, my heart was hurt. I was really hurt by something that happened. But my brain said, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you feel hurt about a situation that you made okay? If you are logically okay with it, if it makes logical sense to you, why does it still hurt you? So I was going through this and I'm like asking myself over and over again, and I talked to my boyfriend about it and I was like, what do you think it could be? Talked to my son about it. What do you think it could be? Why would I feel hurt about a situation that I logically feel makes sense and is okay and is acceptable? So as I went through that and I meditated on that, I found that nobody can give me that answer. And that's when I realized I need shadow work again. The first feeling that I got, the initial feeling that I got when I was faced with this situation was, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not good enough? Again, why am I not good enough? So if I look into my spirituality, right? I know I have this gift. I know it. I know it because I have done the readings. I log the readings. I get feedback from the readings. And I know, so logically, okay, so I'm a very scientific person. Logically, scientifically, I understand that the proof is there to show me that I have this psychic ability. But yet, before I go live to do any psychic work, I have to mentally prepare to be a clean vessel. Because you know what? And I didn't realize this until I started to put all these pieces together. I don't feel I'm good enough. I don't feel that human BB is good enough to provide you a psychic reading, to provide you guidance. So instead, I step back and I say, well, I know I can do this, but it's not me. Is Jesus, is the gods, is the spirits talking through me? And so that is why I am confident when I go live. Because it's not me. I'm just repeating what I'm told. But it never occurred to me that I didn't feel good enough. It didn't occur to me that maybe I was good enough, because if I wasn't, then I wouldn't have the ability to do it in the first place, right? Or not. Anyway, so this is what I'm working with. So then, this is how I've learned. Back to your, how do you know what the trauma was? So I started with, I don't feel like I'm good enough, right? So then I go and I analyze this situation. I step myself away from myself and I disassociate and I go, okay, BB, why do you feel that way, BB? And I become like my own little therapist, And I analyze it and I ask questions. And I go, when was the last time you felt this way? I say, well, then I remember in my past relationship. It basically ended because I literally got broken up for Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty. He said I nagged too much about him playing Call of Duty. Well, on all fairness, we were best friends. We tried to make a relationship work, but we were just best friends. So we went right back to being best friends and ended that. But during that time, I felt I wasn't good enough. The gaming was more important than me. I suppressed it and I said, you know what? Whatever, I move on. Because that's how I go. I have this mentality that the show must go on. You can be crying, you can be limping, you can be hurting, you can be however, and the show must go on. I don't give myself a break. And why? Because I have kids. And they're my focus. So I think of their priority and what they need. And for the first time in my life, or at least for as long as I can remember, I said, I don't care. Don't take me the wrong way. I love my children and I do care what they think and feel. But for the first time I said, I don't care. I care about how I feel. I want to know why I continuously feel not good enough. I am tired of feeling not good enough. So then I go back and I go, when did I feel not good enough prior to that? My relationship prior to that. I was in a relationship with someone who picked drugs, the street, the friends over me. So here I am giving 100% of myself once again. And once again I felt not good enough. Because I obviously wasn't good enough if he was willing to not put me before those things. Now I'm going to take a time out and say, obviously my priorities were all wrong here, okay? But it needed at least a beginning of the shadow work to even understand that why am I valuing myself based on how another person sees me? What the F is wrong with me? Why would I do that? Your opinion is not what makes me me, what makes me important, what makes me special. Your opinion is your opinion. It has nothing to do with me. The way you carry yourself is about you. It's not about me. So why am I internalizing that? Anyhow, still working on that. But back to the subject. So yeah, I'm bow on myself for that one. We're working on that. Okay. So then I asked myself, when prior to that did I feel not good enough? My previous relationship with my ex-husband. So my ex-husband, he had an issue with everything with me. I don't even know how we ended up married. His mom always told us, people that like each other break up. People that love each other work things out. And I was like, I love him. That's it. I'm going to work it out. And then it doesn't matter what obstacles. It didn't matter what differences. It didn't matter that we had 100 red signals. It didn't matter. It was simple. I loved him, so I was going to make it work. And he loved me, so he was going to make it work. And that was it. But I was never good enough for him. Because I was Hispanic. Even though he is not racist. He had an issue with the way I was raised, with my culture. I wasn't even allowed to put a Cuban flag in my car, because I was in America. And I get it. How about a Cuban flag with American? You know, I am both, right? I'm proud to be in this country. You know, I'm grateful that I was born in this country. But, you know, it doesn't mean that I don't embrace the way I was raised. Okay? And that I embrace, you know, the cultural traditions I was raised in. So we had issues with that. We had issues with all kinds of things. With my sexuality, because I'm bi, and he was not okay with that because he's conservative Christian. I'm a witch. I don't know how that ever happened. Because I've always been this. So yeah. Anyhow, I go back. I say, when did I not feel good enough before then? And then as I go back to that, I said my dad, my stepfather, and my mom. Ugh, for goodness sake, I'm never going to meet up to their standards. Never going to meet up to their standards. It's just not going to happen. I don't know if any of you can say that you've been able to meet up to your parents' standards. It's like, as parents, we have standards that are so high that our kids can never meet them or something. It is just, a lost case. In my, at least I feel that way. Anyway, I guess my journey with my parents has been more of trying to get them to accept me for who I am and not expect me. If it was up to my mom, I'd be this prissy girl, does her makeup every day, does her hair every day, always in heels, always dressed up, you know, had a rich husband who take care of everything and did all the work and the mechanic work and the lawn work, and I just stayed home and took care of kids. That is not me. Okay, I like to do my own oil change. I like to fix things when they're broken. I like to get out there and cut my own lawn. You know why? Because it makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel accomplished. It makes me feel like, yeah, I can do it. Because you know what? And I've seen this time and time and time again. This happens to women and men. When you are dependent on not just yourself, but on somebody else, you know, if there's a 50-50, you have a better way of recovering. But when there's 100-0, like it was in my parents' case, when my mom totally depended on my dad, when my dad left, what happened? My mom has nothing, right? And so she had to start from scratch after 17 years of marriage. So many women depend on the men's money of child support and of the food stamps, and so many men do as well. So it's not about women or men. It's about the fact that when you depend solely on another person, not yourself, to financially take care of you, when that person's not there, you're screwed. When you depend on somebody else to do everything for you and they're not there, you don't know how to do it yourself. You know, and I have never been that person. I've always wanted to know and be independent and take care of things for myself just in case. So anyhow, and if it would be up to my dad, I would be a workaholic, which I tried this year, and it cost me all kinds of health issues. And I won't do it again. I'm going to continue to go back to me, who I am, and balance my life between my spirituality, my children, and work. No longer just work, 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 because it doesn't work. Simple as that. It doesn't work. Maybe it works for him, but it does not work for me, because all it did is cost me health issues. Yeah, we had more money. Yeah, we were living good. But so what? What are you going to do with that money when you're sick in bed? What are you going to do with that money when, you know, all you can do is reinvest and reinvest? Yeah, at some point you're going to be able to be well. But what if you die halfway there? What if you die halfway there? What did you do with your life? In the meantime, while you work, you've got to experience life. So anyhow, the point is, I'm never going to be good enough for my parents. So then we go back. Even further, going to my childhood. So between the ages of 4 and 8, I don't really remember too much. Because my father died when I was 5, and that traumatic event was the beginning, and that's when I discovered where this started. So my father died when I was 5 years old of lung cancer, and I felt and truly believed until I think I was 20 something years old that he chose to leave me. He died of lung cancer, but he chose to leave me. Why? Because this is my logic. You chose to smoke cigarettes knowing that they can cause you to have lung cancer and to die. You chose that. You told me, obviously I didn't understand this because I was little. You told me maybe a few months before he died. He told me that, he promised me that he was going to quit smoking cigarettes. And, well, after that, we went from different hospitals. I even went to Greece because there were some doctor there that said he had a cure. And a few months later, he died. And to top it off, nobody told me he died. They said he went, so I'm 5 years old, and they're telling me that he went to visit God and he'll be back. What kind of shit is that? You know, I'm here expecting him to come back, and then they start trying to, give away his clothes and give away his stuff, and I'm throwing a fit and throwing myself on it. And when I realized that he died and that he was going to be gone, I said, How dare you? That's how I felt. How dare you choose those cigarettes over me? That's what started me feeling not good enough. It took me all the way to 20-something years old to understand that by the time he told me, that he sat me on his lap and said to me, I promise I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes, it was too late. He already had the cancer. He was already going to be dying. But I didn't understand that. I didn't know that. And, you know, I definitely didn't see how it continuously would repeat itself over and over again in all my lives. Like, throughout my whole life. And this is what shadow work does. It will help me now that I've realized that I've been holding on to this, and every time some little thing happens, I go, why am I not good enough? Why am I internalizing this? Why am I not handling the situation for what it is? Why am I going and blaming myself? And why am I feeling worthless? Why? So, I can't answer that. I can't answer that because this is my newest shadow work that I'm doing. And the only part that I've discovered in my last meditation was that I'm giving away my value, that I'm basing my value based on what other people think of me. So, now that I've told you guys my story and what I'm working on right now, I feel like I need a tissue. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna read some of the comments, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm doing to help myself through this process. What type of shadow work I'm doing. Now, there's many types, and I'm not going to discredit any. I'm just going to tell you guys about the shadow work that I do. And that if you guys ever wish to hire me, this is the shadow work that we would be doing together. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you guys just a minute. I have to go get a tissue. I'm sorry I got all emotional. But I got very private with you guys and very real. So, just give me a second. Alright guys, I'm back. Alright, let me read some of these comments. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Smiley. Thank you, Gina. You know what? I think we should all send each other healing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you guys about a little meditation that you guys can do. There's a specific time of day that collectively it's done, but I would encourage everybody to do this. Not just sending healing energy to a particular person, but how about the whole world? You know, that I recently started doing that about a month and change ago. Actually, Ben from Edge of Wonder actually is the one who introduced me to it, and since I started this, the first day I did it, I could feel the pain and suffering of everything, of the world. And as I started doing this, and I do it regularly, I do it every day, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 15 minutes, whether I go into it deep and come back an hour later, I really feel like collectively we're making such an impact by sending love, light energy into the world and spreading it to release all the evil that is surrounding us, that is trying to control us, that is trying to keep us down, that is trying to keep us from awakening and enlightening and seeing the truth for what it is. Because the truth of the matter is that what you in general the general population, what you think is real, is not. It's just not. That is just not the case. If you do your own research and you are subjective about the information and not just judge it right away based on previous conceptions of what you're seeing, you will see that you are going to learn so much. And again, and they're not paying me to talk about this. It's just, I truly believe in this. And this is why I'm sharing this. Edge of Wonder has so many videos to help people see what the truth is. And they do so many interviews that with, you know, credible people that, I mean, it's just mind-blowing. Okay, it's really mind-blowing. And again, I'm sharing this information because I believe that it will help you as it helps me. Okay, all right, thank you, Dale. I'm glad you like my pentagram. Raven says, I was raised by my mom's mom because my real mom died when I was a baby, and I was always compared to my mom. I'm sure that that harvest inside you has caused issues one way or another. Stephanie says, I used to be a workaholic, but the kids can't do it. But really wish I could just be workaholic to be able to have the kids what they need. I got you, girl. I got you. That balance causes little to no Christmases, but you know, well, I don't celebrate Christmas, but Yule. But either way, they're like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want that, and I'm like, it's like I can't afford it. Rosina says, I could never meet my mother's standards or acceptance. Namaste, Dale. Be blessed who you are, right? I am from Portugal. Welcome. Hey, babe. Hey, Jennifer. Welcome, Omar. It is. Oh, I got another one here. Cody says, my conscience is constantly seeking silence in my head. I'm mentally ill or gifted, so I don't know. I can cause or turn on a situation or pulsing sound or sensation. It causes me to hide inside myself. What is my gift used for? That we would have to talk more in detail, Cody. You can private message me and we can just like talk as I have opportunities here and there, and yeah, and then we'll further discuss that. Your numbers. I've been through the gaming thing with mine. I love you the same way. I said this yesterday. Girl, you're so wonderful. You have helped me so much, especially with Sparky. I am calmer, dog mama, on his bad days because of you. You're welcome, baby. I care about that little baby. Tony says, God bless. All right, guys. So thank you for your comments. I really appreciate the feedback, okay? So here is the important stuff. So I hope that not too many people left, because here's the important stuff, all right? So how do you know when you need shadow work? And I'm just gonna really, pretty much at this point, I'm gonna read so that we can get to it. Okay. Okay. When do you know you need shadow work? We always benefit from self-analyzation and focusing on understanding and embracing and releasing blocks. But if you have a situation that is obviously negative, bad, or traumatic, and you try to just mask it with positive thoughts and feelings, then you probably need shadow work. Because what you're really doing is avoiding and suppressing, which in return will come back to you. And it will fester and will continue to reappear in your life. Okay, so that says when it's time to release resistance, meaning stop blocking it and hating on it. All right, so I'm gonna give you my technique on how I do it. Even though I kind of have already, but I'm just gonna read to you what I wrote. Instead of running away from it, face it head on. Try to understand it. Disassociate yourself from yourself for just a moment. Okay? So you can look at the emotions, events, or situations subjectively. Ask yourself, what meaning or learning or experience is this lending itself for? You should also ask yourself things like, when have I felt like this before? And take note to every time you experienced it. And why go as far back as possible? A very high % of the time, it will take you to your childhood and your immediate family or specific traumatic events. Once you know the source, be once again connected with it. And through the means, begin to work on healing yourself so that you may release that which no longer serves you in order to live a life with more happiness, self-awareness, and peace. So, as I said, I disassociate, I analyze, and then I embrace it. And I allow myself to feel it fully, relive that moment. I cry, I get angry, I get upset, I get confused, all these things. And I allow that. And I embrace that and I say, you know what? This is not a bad thing that I'm going through this. This is an experience that I need to have to understand why my life has been the way it's been and how I can stop that cycle so that I can live a life of peace and happiness and self-awareness. So that's how the healing begins. It begins by the first step of awareness. Second step, embracing it and understanding it. And then little by little, the more you understand it, the more you embrace it, the less resistance you have towards it. And so the less resistance you have towards it, the easier it is to heal from it and release it. If you're resisting something, you're still holding on to it. It's like a band, like a rubber band. You know, you haven't released the rubber band. You have it pulled. There's still that resistance. But if you release it, then you can move from it much easier. Okay? If you guys are ever interested in a private session, you know, feel free to private message me any questions you may have, and we can go from there. So one last thing I want to touch on before I get into the live readings is self-awareness, right? So why is self-awareness important? Self-awareness is important not only to bring peace to yourself and to be able to have a happier, more fulfilled life, but it's also because it will bring you closer to enlightenment and it'll bring you closer to awaken to the truth. And once you start to understand the truth within yourself, you'll start to be able to better question your surroundings and the life around you and better understand that. So here's my advice. Put your brain to work. Be your own detective for both the truth in you and around you. So that's my advice. And I also wrote, know and understand that the media cares about ratings, not the truth. Television, like it says in Infinite Waters, is television means tells lies to your vision. Okay, so do your own research. Don't take one person's opinion. Don't take one person's views. Look at the background on it. And the more aware you are of everything, the more inner peace you're going to find. And that is the ultimate goal of this entire session. How to find more inner peace. And you do it through these things. Alright, so as far as the shadow work talk, that is the very, very end of it. And if you're not aware what full disclosure is, look it up. There's a lot of things that we don't know, that we don't understand. But if you look at it, it all will make a lot more sense. Okay. All right, let me look at a few comments here. And then, as I promised, I will do a few readings but not many, because that was not the focus for today, okay? All right, so Gina says, TV is trying to keep us all in fear and control us. She couldn't have said it any better, okay? She really, really, really couldn't, you know? And the fear and control is coming from the 1%, the shadow government, I don't want to get into other stuff. We're just going to go over there and leave that to Edge of Wonder to discuss, so you guys can go check that out. But the rest of the population that is being deceived, that is not wanting you to wake up, to see your truth, to enlighten, to see the truth in your reality. Okay, remember that they're the 1%. We're the 99%. So if we collectively gather together to send our love, our energy, our positivity, but true love and positivity, not masking what our inner emotions are, not trying to be okay in the face of crap, but truly dealing with this crap so we can embrace it and understand it and move forward and truly be able to send out this peace and love and energy. Together, that's when we make a difference. Tony says, God bless. Smiley says, amen. Tony says, thank you for your love, okay, and guidance and support. Reading, please, beautiful soul. Stick around, I am about to start them. Ben, oh, hey, Ben, you made it. Welcome, darling. Hey, I'm wearing my shirt. Ben says, is that a status of Jesus meditating? Oh, a statue of Jesus. Yes, that is awesome. It is. It is. Look, let me show you. Come here, Jesus. You can leave your Palo Santo here. That's my altar for Jesus. I have an altar for him. So, I don't like seeing Jesus on a cross. I have issues with that. Say all these events are real. Why would you want to remember him in such a negative light? How about remembering him in the peace that he wanted to share? I love this man. And isn't he beautiful? Didn't they do a great job with that? Robert says, good message, BB. Thank you, love. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here and hearing me out, and perhaps give me some feedback. Rachel says she has arthritis in her neck, chronic pain. I can help you with that kind of stuff, but as a massage therapist, Smiley says, when I dream about person or place, it's like I've been there before. Like, okay, so you're probably experiencing deja vu, and there's tons of different views on that. Welcome, Allison. Okay. Love comes from the heart, right, honey? Yep. It sure does. And more importantly, it comes from your soul. You know, remember that we don't remember what we planned our life to be, why we're going through the struggles. And a lot of times what I do is like, I try to figure out right away. It's like, why am I experiencing this? Why am I going through this? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to gain from this? And the moment I figure that out and I start taking care of that situation and healing that, ta-da! It stops repeating itself. Love shadow work. I mean, it's painful. Yeah, it sucks, but it's the best thing. I mean, my opinion, at least. Brooke says, my dad struggled with drug addiction his whole life, and I've always wondered why he chose drugs over me and my sisters. Oh, so you understand totally. Totally. And the case is that he didn't choose drugs over you and your sister. He just chose drugs, you know, and caused those emotions in you, you know. And we need to stop saying it's your fault that I feel this way. instead go, why do I feel this way? And how can I heal from this feeling, rather than, because you can't change that, right? We can't change other people, but we can change how we approach situations. Oh, I'm just now seeing that here now. I'm late. It's okay. I've been late before to your lives because I was working. I'm sure you're working too. My fingers. What's that about? Tony says, show love to all creatures. Thanks, Nim. Thank you for sharing. Send healing to Mother Earth and all the animals, to those that need it. So true. Oh, I love that hug. Oh, thank you, Rosina. Truth, strength. Rosina says, true strength is keeping everything together when everyone expects you to fall apart. You know, I've lived my life on that. But I now understand that we need to allow ourselves to fall apart, not fully, but sectionally, so we can, again, heal so we can have that strength, that true strength. Because everybody who knows me knows I don't let anything pull me down. I can be sick and I will go to work. I can be limping and I will go to work. I can be, you know, in a fever. I've been in a situation before where I literally had to smoke weed to be able to maintain my anxiety low enough to work while I'm crying, while I'm doing a massage, because my son depended on me and I was a single parent and I had nobody. It's just me and him. And I was so heartbroken that I could not, I wrote a will at that point. I wanted to die, yet I still persisted and went forward and showed strength. And when everyone else would have fallen apart, when they expected me to fall apart, I refused. But I'm still dealing with that feeling of not good enough. So all that this would mask. It would mask what I'm really going through. So this is why, I don't know why it took me so freaking long to figure this out. But, you know, we learn things as we grow. And, you know, I've done shadow work before, but I've never done it on this. So I wouldn't necessarily go with that, but that is good as a motivational to keep going when things get tough. I feel brave for talking about it. Gina says, sending you healing. Okay, I can't see any more messages, so I'm gonna go all the way down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the readings. Thank you, Ben. You like it? I love the color, but the bangs, I feel so weird. I haven't had bangs since I was a little girl, or at least that's what I remember. And I feel like I look weird. I'm just nice. I'm hoping I get accustomed to it. But I've gotten so mixed. Like, some people say I look old, some people say I look young, some people say I look sophisticated, some people say I look ugly, some people say that I look good and old and young, and so now I'm just like, whatever. But thank you. I'm glad that you like it. Oh, you're probably dealing with spirits, Smiley, if you're having people touch you and you can hear people. Hey, Tammy, you're here. Welcome. Oh, then you need a grounding, Smiley. You need some grounding. Because that happens to me too. And I'm so bad at grounding and making time for myself. See, Gina said it. Brooke says you're exactly right. Yeah, he is. Rob is here. Absolutely. You can't change other people, but we can control how we deal or approach negative situations. Lisa says, thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing. Life has been hitting me really hard with lots of manipulative people crossing my path. I've been following your amazing work and will love a reading. Oh, where did it go? Very 80s look. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. I like being an 80s look. Next time I'm going to put my hair on the side, you know, and then like get it poofy. That'll be totally 80s. Alright. So, thank you guys all for being here, for watching, for not washing things, but sorry, my accent. So, for watching, participating, and I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 or 3 readings, very selectively chosen. And then that will be it for today. Oh, I forgot. Quick update. I haven't been live because of a few reasons. I've been sick a lot. I've had head congestion, chest congestion, laryngitis. I don't know what's been going on for this past month and a half. Like, I've been going through all sorts of things. Emotional, physical, health-wise, like crazy. I've also been dealing with a lot of shadow work, as I've talked to you guys about. I've also had a lot of negative live events that were out of my control that caused me a lot of stress, like my house got flooded and things like that. And then I had to deal with the mold and so on. And then also we had vacations where we went camping for a week for a pagan gathering, which was the best thing ever. And I didn't want to come back. I wanted to stay out in the woods with the fairies. And we had birthdays. I had my birthday, my daughter's birthday, and we had a holiday. We had Halloween and we had Thanksgiving and so on. I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, but people around me do. And I say, you know, even though I don't believe in celebrating that holiday, I believe in spending time with family whenever family makes time. So if that's when they make time, well, then so be it. You know, and I'm not going to go hungry, so I'll eat. What to expect from here on? Expect to have witchy talks. I really want to do them once a week, every week, but I'm going to try to do a minimum 3 times a month. And readings, I'm going to do that a lot less because I really want to focus more on your personal growth, understanding, healing, and awareness within yourself and within the disclosure of your outside world. And so those I'm only going to be doing about maybe 2 a month. And so I'm going to be more selective. I was doing them every week and I found that I was drained all the time because I was giving, and I wasn't receiving any energy back that would make me feel that it was worth it. It started to feel like people are expecting me to give you and give you and give you, and you can't even leave me a feedback. You know, how hard it is to stick around long enough to give me a feedback after I spoke. You didn't like it, say I didn't like it. Anything. But it's not a fair exchange. So now I'm only going to do readings for those that I am drawn to spiritually and I feel they need it. Those are going to be the ones I do, and I'm only going to do it about 2 times a month. And I will open it up that if you leave me a donation, I will for sure read for you. But as far as the free readings, I'm going to limit those to those that I feel needed. Okay, so that's what to expect from me. All right, thank you guys again. Mwah. Love you guys. Thank you for watching and participating, and hope to see you guys again. I'm going to link, when I'm done, I'm going to link the Edge of Wonder Facebook page so you can check them out. And definitely please go to their YouTube channel because you will learn so much. It's like I mean, I research a lot, and watching them, I'm like, and even after I watch them, and then go and I research their information to see how accurate it is, just because that's who I am. I'm very scientific like that. And so far, everything they've done has checked out. I haven't been able to find something that I then go back and go, oh, that was not that doesn't make sense. So far, 100% like totally saying watch because you will learn. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead, turn on my sage, and get into the few readings that I'm gonna be doing, starting with Fatima. Okay, so if you're not here for the readings, you're welcome to go. If you're here for the readings, you're welcome to stay and share, simply because you care. All right, and if you have had a private reading from me and we haven't done it, please private message me so we can schedule. I am back full force to doing the private readings and private sessions, life coaching. This is what I work with. I work with people with PTSD. I work with people with who are suicidal, deal with depression. This is the field that I work on. I work on helping you find peace within yourself. I know, and you know, we can't change your circumstances, but we can change how you feel about yourself and how you feel about what's going on in your life. All right, so let me start with the sage and get to it. You're welcome, Rob and Ben. I love you guys. And again, the only reason I promote it's because you guys are the best. You guys are truly the best. That's all there's to it. I mean, if you weren't, you wouldn't have gotten 100,000 subscribers in a month and a half. Crazy stuff. It's just crazy. Mind blowing. Where's my lighter? Oh, here's my lighter. I found it. All right. So let's get started with these readings. So when I do readings, I focus on celestial guidance. Okay? So I want you to take that into account when you're asking me questions. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow myself to be an empty vessel. I'm going to pray and ask for the information. And then I'm going to help give you guidance on how to approach the situation that you're dealing with. Okay? If you guys are with me for these readings, go ahead and take a few deep breaths. Let's focus in. Let's center ourselves. Go ahead and pray right now to whomever you deem worthy. And ask for the guidance that you may need. Whether you get it from me or from someone or something that shows up in your life, I take this moment to send you love, light, healing, and may through me or through the powers of the universe, you be able to find the information that you need within this week. By the powers of my peace, and would it be? Okay. So as I said, I'm only going to do a few. Let's see who's going to be the lucky few people. Okay. I'm going to open my contacts. Alright, so Fatima, let's get started with you. So your question is, will my husband be home in April? My husband be home in April. My husband be home in April. Jesus, if you can help me with this answer. Will he be home in April? I'm hearing no. I'm hearing that the intentions are there, but that no, not in April. But let's see what we see, okay? Will her husband be home in April? So is the answer, so based on what I'm getting, I'm still getting no. Okay. Is there any more information you want to tell me about this situation? Things won't be completed, so that is why he won't be home in April. So whatever is happening, it's not finished, it's not taken care of. It's so because there's not that completion there, that is why he is not going to be home in April. If for whatever chance something changes and they're able to complete it, there is a small chance, but the overall outlook, it looks like there's some complications. And I almost even see him like saying, you know, I'm not ready to come back. You know, it's like that's how perhaps like he's feeling. Yeah. Okay. I hope that helped. All right, Fatima, please leave me feedback if you can, honey. All right, I'm going to pick probably 2 or 3 more people. Yeah, I got a little bit of time, so I'm going to pick a few more people. So what would it be, honey? Oh, Gina, I love you. One of these days, you're going to go live with me. One of these days. All right, Tony says reading, please. All right, Tony, ask me a specific question, okay? And I will read for you. Melinda. Let's see. Okay. I know you're asking a question, but I just really feel drawn to giving you some guidance, okay? So let's see what the guidance ends up being, all right? Well, I understand the question is Steve going to do financially good in this new job? But I feel like there's another message that is more important for you to hear. Okay, I was told this is the one. Okay, so what the card is, and it's saying you are safe. Okay, it says, I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you and your loved ones at home. What I'm feeling is perhaps that what's going on is that this situation, the transition and what you're going through, is bringing you stress in the sense of like fear, not feeling safe, and safe in the sense of like, am I going to be able to pay my bills? Is everything going to be okay? Is everything going to be okay? And the card that you got was from Archangel Michael, and it's stating that he's got you. So is this going to be a good financial job? I'm not sure, but whether it is or it's not, you're still going to be okay. Okay, you're still going to be able to surpass this. You're still going to be able to be safe and be able to pay things, and you'll be able to move from it. And whether it's that job or the very next job, you're going to make it through. And that's the main message you needed to hear, that you're going to make it through. Okay, so let me know how that resonated with you, because that was different. You know, you ask a question, normally you like a specific question, but in that case, I was just pretty much spoken to go with that one. Okay, let's see. So Tony, you said, will I find my happiness in 2019? Okay, let's ask. First thing I was told was happiness is all about perspective. So I do see challenges. I do see that you will feel restricted. You'll feel like, oh man, this is not necessarily a good situation. What am I going to do? Type of feeling. But ultimately, yes, you will. And I'm telling you that because this is the main card that showed up. When I see this treasure chest, I know that the answer is yes. I know that the person is going to have what they're seeking. Okay, but not always what. You don't always know what it is you want until after you have it, realize that's not what you want, and then you get what you actually want. So through that process comes that resistance, comes that those issues that you feel restrained. But ultimately the answer is yes. Okay, so you will get what you want. All right, let's see. Sherry says, hi BB, suffering with depression for many years. Will the new year help me? What messages do you have for Sherry? She wants to know if the new year will help her with the depression. Okay, can I repeat everything you're saying? Okay, so right now, he's saying no, but if you tell her no, it's just going to spiral her down. Instead, let her know that she's going to be fine. Hold on, he's talking about the depression. Give me a second. It says that the depression that you're going through is situational. And as your situation changes, your emotions changes. Okay. He's saying to tell you to focus on love and release. Part of what causes the depression is that you're holding on to events that have happened, and you're having a hard time letting go. I'm getting the word mourning, like you're mourning something and having a hard time letting it go. And okay, he's saying that sending love out towards that situation and in towards you will help you with this. So what's going to help you is changing the way you, trying a new method to handling your depression by sending love out and in. And when I mean love out, I mean release, acceptance. And in, what do you mean in? Cutting yourself a break and telling yourself it's gonna be okay. It's not, don't be so hard on yourself, in other words. Okay? That is what he's saying. Do I need to pull any cards? Okay, no, I don't need to pull any cards, he said. So, please give me some feedback on this, Cherry. And, let me see what time it is. Okay, perfect. Let's see what other readings. Oh, sorry guys, I did it again. Oops, I did it again to the camera. Got lost. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Fatima, you know I do not do mediumship readings when I'm live. Oh, I love you too, girl. This Gina, I love you. Alright, let's say Tony says. Will my healing business go well from January? Or should I leave it for later in the year? Okay. For this, I'd like to... Okay, Gina, I'm gonna... Let's talk with you, okay? Let's talk with you. Let's see what your higher self and your guides have to say. Is she ready for this? Should she do this now in January? Should she hold off? What information do you have for Gina? Okay, I'm hearing leave it for later, but not much later. More like February. What's the reason why? Why should she... Okay, your higher self is saying that you guys still need to wrap some things up. Are you referring to like your like business paperwork, or are you referring to like spiritual stuff? Okay, you're saying that's just general. It's kind of like all the hype, and now it's kind of like settling in to like, okay, I got all this here, I have all that there, everything, and just like pretty much by the end of January, it's like everything will have fallen into place. There's gonna be more calmness for you to work from. Okay, you're saying, yeah, that's exactly it. Okay. Okay, so continue with what you're doing. You're on the right path. No worries about it. But don't rush it. Don't rush it. By February, you should be good. Okay? let's see. I'm doing these based on who I feel called to, guys. You're welcome, Tony. Okay, Lisa. I recently found out my main clients are liars and manipulative. I'm cutting ties with them. My marriage is really unstable and I feel like this is going to push us over the edge. Are we going to be happy to okay, I would love your guidance and would be happy to provide feedback. Okay. All right. Let me see. Who do I need to speak with? Okay. So, okay. I asked who would like to come forth with information for you, and I got the angels. So I'm going to grab the cards and see if it's going to come through that way or through another way. Let's see. So, Lisa just found out that okay, so basically she's having to give up on a lot of money and her marriage is already not doing so well. What does she need to hear? Basically what she wants to know is her marriage going to be okay? Okay, so I'm being told your marriage is going to be okay, but not without some rough spots. Okay, but I'm getting other information too. Okay, I just got stopped and told, but okay is relative to what she means with okay. So, what they're asking me to clarify is that okay means still together, not necessarily that the relationship's okay. What does she need to hear? How can she handle this so that it can benefit her? Okay. Okay. So what the angels feel that you need to hear is that you're not alone in this. There's comfort. It says, Archangel Azrael says, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Okay, so sometimes we have to make tough choices that cause issues in our life, in our relationship, and sometimes that may not bring the outcome that we may want, but sometimes it's the process that we're going through is what we need to help us get to where we need to be. Where when we get there, we ultimately realize that's really where we wanted to be in the first place. I don't feel like long-term the relationship's going to work. I just keep getting this feeling like long-term is not, but like short-term, like after this, yeah, you guys are going to stay together. It's going to be rocky, but you're still gonna be together. But I feel like long term you're gonna have some discoveries. So you're just going to realize that what you thought you want isn't what you really wanted. And whether it's a new him or a new person, what you have now, who you have now, that won't be what you will have then. I really feel strongly about a strong big change in that. And sometimes that strong big change is that the person just does a whole 360. And other times is that you're no longer with that person. Okay? Alright, I hope that helped. Just know that you're not alone. The angels are there with you. They are comforting you and they are behind you with this step that you're choosing to take. Okay, let me see the time. And I'm taking only one more. Okay. Thank you for the feedback, guys. I really appreciate it when you guys leave me feedback. Not just for myself, but for others. I don't really feel drawn to anybody so far. Okay, Brianna Marie, you're going to be my last reading of the day. You just says, could I have a reading? You didn't actually ask a question. I normally like for a particular question. But let's see. Alright, because... So, Brianna Marie. Is it her? Anyone that wants to come forth? So what? Okay. Alright, so I feel female energy for you. I feel it's more of like Gaia wanting to talk with you, sending you a message. So let me see what she has to say. So what does she need to hear, Gaia? What does Brianna? What will help her in her life at this moment? Let's see. Okay. Okay. For you, in your case, what you're getting, and this may seem very trivial, but it seems you feel stuck and like you want to do something, but you don't know what you should do, how to go about it, what to do. You kind of just feel like, okay, I have these ideas and these desires, but I don't really know how to approach or go forward with it. So it's more of you going, it's almost like every so often you're like, I'm just gonna give up, forget it, right? So what will help you is to write it down. So this is what you got. Write it down. Okay? And as you write it down, you're going to find yourself more inspired, and you're going to be able to put things in order so that you're able to get what you want to get. The picture will become more clear. Okay? And as you're writing, stay focused. So what that is referring to is stay focused on the goal. So as you're writing down all your ideas, keep in mind what the ultimate goal is. Okay? And this is going to help you move from where you're at now to get to where you want to be. All right, Brianna? All right, so that is the message for you. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. If you did not watch the beginning portion of this video, please do watch it. We are discussing shadow work, which is working on the emotions that you have suppressed, that you have denied, and the things that are keeping you from gaining peace and helping you awaken to your truth and awaken to the truth of the world and finding that full disclosure. So guys, I love you all. I will try to be back soon. I'm expecting to be back on course every week with a minimum of 3 times a week for our witchy talk and a minimum of 2 times a sorry, I said 3 times, not a week, 1 time a week every month, so that would be 4 times a month, and for the readings 2 times a month. On those times I'm going to open it up for donation. If you leave me a donation, I will for sure read for you. If you don't leave me a donation, I will pick you guys based on intuition, how I feel, and who needs one. Okay, and all I ask in return for the free readings is that you give me some feedback. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Have a magical evening, and mwah, love ya. Bye.